Hello everyone, it's Ashwin Rao. Today's video features a brand that I have long had my eyes upon. This is a brand that really burst onto the scene about 2 years ago in the wake of a tradition of high quality footwear manufacture established by brands such as Flame Panda, Lars from Ostmo Boots, and Rizky Onderhoed Shoemaker based out of Indonesia. These are all brands that have increased the global perspective on heritage footwear. And this particular brand based out of Donguan, China is Quan Shoemaker. Quan has a signature style derby boot, and this is that boot. It's a beautiful makeup, and I have long wanted to try Quan, but it's just been inconvenient for various reasons until recently I found this boot on the used market and I was able to purchase it, and I am incredibly enthusiastic about what I am seeing so far. This is a boot that actually was owned for about a year and worn regularly, and you can see there's a bit of wear on this Dr. Sole half sole with a little bit of wear here and some heel drag, so I'm gonna have to get that cleaned up at some point. But you can already see the incredible amount of stitch work done to create the outsole stitching and the base of the shoe here, as well as this incredible double row stitch down work done on the upper, in the upper part of that outsole stitching work. Beautiful work by Quan Shoemaker. This is done using a bison leather. I believe this is a US based bison leather, but I'd have to confirm. You can see that there are 4 eyelets and 2 speed hooks, a beautiful pattern to the facing, and the vamp has a nice proportionality to it. This boot has a fairly aggressive Cuban style heel with a nice taper in here. You can see between the curve of the heel cup to the curve of that Cuban heel. So Quan Shoemaker emerged from XBXS Boot Factory. My understanding is that Quan was once an employee of XBXS Boot Factory, but decided to go on his own. These are partly machine manufactured and partly hand assembled shoes by a small group out of Donguan, China, led by Quan. And what I've really been enthusiastic about is that they're one of the brands that is establishing their own brand identity through very unique styles of boots. This is a traditional derby style boot with this rear sweep here, similar to the White's semi-dress model. But where Quan really excels is in his beautiful last making, as well as the detail and construction and makeup here. So you can see how well clicked this leather is in terms of the pattern of the leather and how it's starting to form rolls. This is a bison leather that's rather thick and actually does not show really any creasing at all, despite the wear on the boot. You see that there's a beautiful matching of the color of this natural edge dressing to the upper here with what look like antique brass eyelets and a couple speed hooks and a beautiful back heel counter akin to some of the other brands we've seen here. Very unique curves and shape to the shoe that gives it a more dressed, elevated look despite its heritage footwear. What I see here is a contrasting leather tongue, gusseted at the very bottom of that shoe, so partially gusseted, and double row stitch down construction with an incredibly high stitch density. I believe that the boot is hand welted with outsole stitching done by machine, and the work is done exceptionally clean. The upper construction and stitching is impeccable, and I just find this boot to be really beautiful to see just standing alone, and I imagine it'll look great on the feet as well. So I'm very excited about this particular boot. I wanted to show it to you here first. Quan Shoemaker, my friends. Hope you're all having a good one. We're gonna take a deeper dive once I've had some more experience with it. But until then, enjoy this last view. Take care and goodbye.